everyone, Tina here. My Friday 11 a.m. live was going to be outdoors on the deck with this nice weather we've been having, but then my neighbor decided to start mowing their lawn. So I shifted it inside and it worked out just as well. Nice easy flow planned for you today. I hope you enjoy all of the side body stretches we're going to get into to open up the lungs for deeper breath. At the end, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and shoot me a comment. Let me know what you liked, what you'd like to see in next class, and do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button. Let's get to class. So we're going to start a simple crisscross seated position. And just notice which leg naturally went in front. And it's likely the shape that you're always taking, that same leg crisscrossing in front. So just see about swapping and take the other leg in front. Let the hands rest down on your knees or your thighs. You could also see about letting the palms face up towards the ceiling, and if that changes any energy in the body. We want to be sitting directly down on the sits bones. So notice if you have a tendency to be leaning back and rounding the low back, tucking that tailbone under. And just try to push yourself slightly forward. Draw your navel back towards the spine. That helps you really engage the core to sit up as tall as you can. And really reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling. So as much as you are rooting your hips and your sits bones downward, see about lifting the crown of the head up. Try not to let the shoulders go along for a ride with the head. Let the shoulders relax down the back. Coming to the breath, some fuller inhales, longer exhales. Use the breath as a way to take your energy inward towards the body, listening for the breath, feeling the breath. And then let's place those hands at heart center. With your next breath in, you'll sweep the arms up, the gaze will lift. And exhale, hands back down to heart center. One more of those. Circling the arms up, inhale. And exhale, center. So now we're going to switch to a mermaid stance. So the feet are just going to rest off the right side of the mat. You'll feel more weight in that left hip than the right because the hips are doing different things here. So reach those arms up again. Now let's take a twist over towards the left. Let's lower right hand down. Left arm can stay reaching behind you, keeping that hand to the height of your shoulder, or if you need that added support, drop the fingertips down. Actively press that right hip forward, so you're feeling the right glute peel away from the mat. Now let's reach that left arm up again, and then take it all the way across towards the right side of the mat. So opening for left outer hip, side body, ribs. And then that arm straight back behind you again. Face forward and lower the hands down on either side of your hips. We'll straighten the left leg out, but now bring that right foot into the inner thigh. So we just did the exact opposite shape now for that right hip. Let's take a counter twist. Right hand back, left hand to that right thigh. And a really strong, active left foot. Press out through that heel. Taking this one step further into a hip flexor stretch. The right hand stays down, left arm up, and you can press those hips high towards the ceiling. Nice long body stretch early in class. And then sink back down. You'll turn to face forward again. Straighten that right leg. You can give the knees a quick bob. And then we'll come forward to your tabletop. Hands and knees. So spread those fingers as wide as you can get them. Make space between the webbing of each finger. And a breath in. Let's lower belly, lift the gaze, really press your tailbone high. And at the same time, you're pulling your heart forward. And on your exhale, let's tuck and round. So chin towards chest. Inhale, let's press forward. And exhale, press the mat away from you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, tabletop. And then each foot steps back to your high plank pose. Hug navel towards the ceiling now. And as you exhale, let the hips go high, downward facing dog. I usually like to take a half step in with my feet, keeping those fingers spread nice and wide. Let's bend into both knees as you lift the heels really high. Release the head by giving a quick little shake, and then drop that right heel down towards the mat. So nice stretch behind right leg. Pick that right heel back up and drop that left heel down. And we'll go one more each side. So lift left heel, drop right. Lift right, drop left. Lift that left heel again, so hips are still high. Let's take a look forward though, and then walk the feet all the way forward. So try to keep the hands grounded, bend the knees as much as you need to, and then drop your chin. Inhale, let's come all the way up. So circle those arms once again, and exhale, hands heart center. Chair pose, bend into the knees, arms up overhead. So we're going to basket those hands behind your head and then press the head back and also reach those elbows back behind you. Navel drawing in so your tailbone is straight down. So we're just going to change the shape of the arms. The basket behind the head is now just going to drop over towards the right so that the left elbow is directly behind the head. Look a little something like that. Take your breath in here and now just lean over towards the right as well. Both hips should be squared forward. Toes are pretty light here. Inhale, we'll come back to center, those hands up overhead. Exhale, fold, take it all the way down. Inhale, find high plank pose again. Exhale, let's take your low plank. So that could be knees lifted. If you'd like them lowered, shift forward. Bend the elbows, squeeze those elbows in. Try not to let belly touch down. Upward face as you re-extend the arms, press your heart forward, and we'll meet in downward dog. Exhale. So I usually take a half step in my downward facing dog to get a nice comfortable distance between hands and feet. You can again sway around, focus on a steady breath, and allow the head to relax. Now let's look forward and return to sit. Let's take the feet now off the left side of the mat. So we've got that asymmetrical hip action going on. Let's take the right hand behind you. Left hand comes over to the right thigh and we'll add the twist. If you had that right arm extended, feel free to take that again on this side. If you had the supported hand down, find that again. And now the right arm will reach up towards the ceiling, take a side lean over towards the left. So breathe into the space being created between each of your ribs. And then as you come face forward again, drop the hands down. Let's straighten the right leg completely. And the shape of that left Leg is just going to switch, so the knee is facing out and the left foot to your inner thigh. Activate your right foot, take your twist left. Left hand down, right hand to that thigh. And then one of my favorite stretches, so the right arm reaches up and back, and you can stay here, or it's those hips that press up towards the ceiling, and you're really reaching this right arm back, so it's an arcing opening for the right side and front side of the body. And then take yourself down, reface forward. Left leg will straighten, you can shake those legs around again, and come forward to your tabletop. Spread those fingers wide. This time we'll take a step back to your high plank pose. So hug navel towards the ceiling. Shoulders are directly over your wrists. Let's press the mat away. Let's go hips high, downward facing dog. So settle in, you can pedal about quick. Take a deep breath. And then look forward. Let's lift those heels, bend the knees, and walk those feet to touch, top of the mat. Exhale is for folding. All the way up to stand, inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll take that chair pose going the other direction. Soften into the knees, basket the hands behind the head, and try to have that opposite thumb on top. So press the head back, press the elbows back. Then we just let the whole basket as a unit fall over towards the left. So it looks a little something like this. Then take it one step further and lean over towards the left. Doing so allows a lot of space for your right side. Back to center, those arms reach, and take your dive down, hands to the mat. Step, step to find your high plank pose. And exhale, let's take it low plank. Upward facing dog, really pause here. Lift the thighs as you press the tops of the feet down. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to take that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Try to face those right toes down. Get heavier through that left heel. And then lift that left heel, make some space, and step right foot forward. So left toes can wiggle back so you have a nice long space between the 2 feet. And then left hand down, right hand to the thigh, and take a twist to the right. Stack your right shoulder over the left by reaching right arm up. You could also wrap that arm around the low back and try to pick that left hip up so that's not sinking down. Right arm up, look down, tent those fingertips, get lighter on the left hand, and now we're coming all the way up to a tall lunge. So we're going to take an opposite twist. This time it's going to work a little more on your balance. So the right arm is going to stay up. Let's twist over towards the left and then extend that left arm back. Keep pressing left hip forward. And then come face forward, high lunge. Finding your warrior two. So hips are now open towards the left side of the mat. Let's straighten that front leg. Flip your front palm and reach that right arm up and back to reverse your triangle. Now come forward, bend that knee, right elbow down, left arm up and over. So we're going to go between those two poses, getting into each of your side bodies. So inhale, come up to your warrior two. Exhale, take it to your reverse triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale to your warrior two and pause. We're going to windmill those hands back down to the mat. Pick up right foot, Step it back, plank, and pause. We're gonna let the heels fall over towards the right. Right knee can lower down if you want a supported plank, and the left arm floats up towards the ceiling. Press out of that right shoulder by pressing your right hand down. Lift those hips high. And then look down, both hands down, hips high, down dog. But this time, we're gonna walk the hands all the way backwards towards the feet. Let the feet be hips width distance with those toes slightly angled in so that the feet are parallel. Walk the hands over towards the right side of the mat as you bend just that right knee. Let the head release, give it a little shake, and then reach those left fingers away. Walk both hands back to center, shake the legs out. And now the hands walk left as you bend your left knee. Release head, right hand walks away. And back to center. Shake those legs out, and let's walk out to your downward facing dog. Feet will stay put, and the hands will walk forward. Let's stay on that right side, floating right leg into the air, but this time let's stack the hips. So starting off with a straight right leg, see if you can press the pinky side edge of that foot higher to the ceiling. And then just bend into the knee and try to lift that knee even higher. Then straighten that leg and use the momentum to step that right foot forward. This time, we're gonna scooch that left foot in and drop the heel down. So the toes are facing about 11 o'clock. Walk the hands up, sweep them up, and you've got your warrior one. So I have a tendency to really press my belly forward here and back bend. So tuck the tailbone down and draw that belly button in. Basket the hands behind the head. We've been here before. Press the head back. This time we're going up and back. So we're going to extend the spine. Keep the belly button engaged. Draw it back so that you're protecting your low back. And then come back to center. Let the arms go wide and straighten that front leg. Take a hold of opposite elbows behind you. A breath in to find lift, and the exhale is to forward fold over that right leg. Mindfully draw that left shoulder towards the right leg as well so that your chest is squaring off to your shin or thigh. And then come up about halfway, release the arms wide, and then sweep all the way up to standing. Hands to heart, bend this front knee, and left foot steps forward to the top of your mat. Tree pose, let's hug that right shin in, open the knee to the side, and then land that foot above or below that left knee. Toes are pointing straight down. Hands to heart center. If you've got your balance and you want to sweep the arms up, you can reach all the way up towards the ceiling or sky. All right, here's our transition. Let's bring hands back down to heart. Sweep and extend that right leg out in front of you, and then sweep it behind you. Keep it floated in the air for your warrior three, and then tent those fingertips down. So we're going to step this right foot behind the left one and then land it down. So there's a good distance between the 2 feet. Drop this right knee all the way down to the mat, and you're going to walk yourself to sit. So if you're able to do that transition, you can pull your left foot closer in and you've got your half Lord of the Fishes pose twist. If your left hip is popping off of the mat, straighten that bottom leg out. So we're going to take that twist. Left hand back, right arm up. I like to wrap around that leg and then use my core to twist left. You could once again reach that left arm back or even Wrap it around for that right hip. Some of you, maybe with long limbs, may be able to meet those hands in that little keyhole that's created by the legs. Unravel yourself. And so if you had that bottom leg straight, just try to scooch it in a little bit, because we're all going to take a hold of this left foot and you want that right knee bent. So press your heart forward and into this left thigh. Sit up as tall as you can, shoulders right over hips, not leaning back. And then maybe you're able to go a little straighter with that left leg. We're going to work this into a twist similar to what we were just in. That right hand could find the outside of the foot. Keep that leg coming out of your hip. Left hand back and take another twist left. You could go towards a little more balance and reach that left arm back. And if you want the bonus challenge, lean a little back and unload that right leg out in front of you for a split-legged boat pose variation. Then let's land that right leg, release that left hand, face forward, and give the legs a shake. Let's roll on up, pass through tabletop, and then pause. So we're gonna come up to a high kneeling position. So knees are gonna be a little separated, but the knees directly underneath your hips. Hands are gonna find heart center. So I want you to focus on pressing those hips forward, but drawing the navel in. So you're very strong in this lower half of your torso. A breath in to lift your chest up and up. And on the exhale, see about taking a dive back. So we're coming towards your Ustrasana camel pose. And then come back, hands to the mat. Press the spine to the ceiling. Tuck your chin. And then we'll take a step back. Find your high plank pose. On the exhale, we'll take low plank, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Use these down dogs to come back to your breath. Just spread your fingers wide to bring space to the low back, the shoulders. From your down dog, float left leg into the air, three-legged dog. So we're trying to angle those left toes downward while pressing that right heel lower. So the stretch is more for the right leg than the left. And then lift that heel to give you some space to step left foot forward. Keep the right hand down, left hand comes to that thigh, take a twist left. You could float that left arm up into the air again. If you wrapped it around your low back and can find that right hip, try to just pick that right hip up. And then left arm up and down. So get lighter on that right hand. Ground the feet, use your core to then come up to your high lunge. Shoulders are now stacked over your hips. Taking that counter twist, keep that right hip pressing forward. Let's open that right arm up and back. And then face forward once again. So now we come into your warrior two. Let's drop that heel down, settle into the bend in that front knee. Straighten that front leg, flip the left palm up. Let's reverse your triangle. So focus on the opening of left side. And then come back to warrior two and take it all the way out to your side angle. So now we're opening up right side. And with the breath, inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straight leg, reverse triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, two. And exhale, side angle. Inhale, 2, and pause. We'll take it all the way down. Step your left foot back to find high plank and pause. The heels drop left. Again, you can drop that left knee down, and the right hand is what's floating up. Reach the hips high. Strong left arm and shoulder. And then plank to dog. Walk the hands backwards. So bend the knees enough where you can bring the backs of the palms down to the mat, and then just tap each finger towards the thumb and release your head. Then look out in front of you and let's walk out, down dog. See if the feet can stay as glued as they can as you walk the hands forward. Left leg again, floated in the air, three-legged dog. Keep that leg straight as you purposefully stack the hip, the toes facing towards the left. Then try to press that foot higher. Now bend the knee, let the heel drop, and see if you can lift that knee higher. And then straight, and use a big sweeping motion to step. Left foot forward. We're going to drop that right heel down and come up to your warrior one. So really important to press that right hip forward. Basket hands behind the head. Open the front of the body and take it up and back. And as you come forward, extend those arms and let them go wide. Straighten front leg and take a hold of elbows behind you. Roll the shoulders down, lift up. And then there's a teeny tiny turn so you can fold over left leg. A breath in takes you back up. Let the arms go and then rest them at the hips. Step this right foot forward and then meet at center. Coming into your tree pose, left side. Left leg hugs in, hip opens as the knee goes left, and then take that foot above or below right knee. Hands to center. If you swept the arms, they can reach up overhead again. And then here's the transition, hands to heart. Extend left leg out, and then all the way behind you for your warrior three balance. Think of capital T shape. And now let's lower the fingertips down. This left foot is going to sweep behind the right one and lower. Bend the knees so that that left knee comes down, and then you walk yourself back. So this right foot can now come to the opposite side of left knee. If you had a straight bottom leg, it's the left one this time because you want both of your hips evenly grounded. So be honest with your body if you need a straight leg. Let's take the twist. Right hand back, left arm up. Wrap around that shin and take your twist right. If you took it further on the first side, you can float right arm. Wrap it around low back. And some of you might be able to make a bind where the fingers or the hands would meet between the legs. And then unravel. So if you have a straight leg out in front of you, let's curl that left knee in, and we're all going to lift this right leg. Now just notice as you lifted the leg if you rocked back and lost all of your core engagement. So sit forward on the hips. You might lose some height. It's fine. Press your heart forward and draw navel to spine so you're super strong. And then you see about straightening that right leg. Now straightening the leg again doesn't mean that you're rounding and leaning back. Let's add the twist. Left hand to the outside of the foot and the right hand can just tent back behind you. And then you add the gaze. Going further, the right arm reaches. And going for that full split-legged twisted boat pose, you would release that left leg as well. Lower left, release bind, lower right, hands down, give a shake and a rock out. And then come forward. So find kneeling and walk the hands to the hips. So this time for your camel pose, we're going to keep hands at hips or even the hands behind you where the fingertips are facing up a little bit more. So you find what works best in your body. Most importantly, the hips are still pressing forward. Draw the navel in, squeeze those elbows back. Inhale, lift heart, and an exhale to lean back. And then take yourself forward. Let's release those hands down so you can press your spine up, tuck your chin, give a rock side to side. And then we'll take a vinyasa to wash that all away. So stepping back for plank, take a breath in, exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward face, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's look forward, come to sit. So now we'll open to a V shape with the legs. So start with the hands behind you and roll those hips forward and see about having really active feet. And then hands can come forward. Sit tall. We're going to let this right hand slide inside that right leg as the left arm reaches up and over. So just think about this. You don't want to lean inside the legs to try to get a nice deep reach. You want to roll yourself open towards the ceiling. That's going to get more of that side body. And then come up. We'll take it to the other side. So left hand slides down. Turn yourself towards that right foot and then reach the right arm over. And then up. So now we'll take it forward. So the hands out in front of you, feet should stay in line with your knees. Let's take a walk out. The fold happens right here at the crease of your hips. So we're not rounding the spine and folding the spine. That's not where the fold is happening. The fold is happening right here at the hips. So you could be on hands, maybe down on forearms. Imagine reaching your heart forward and not your forehead down. And then walk back up. Let's bring those legs together. You can face forward if you happen to be askew on your mat. And we'll take one final forward fold, 2 straight legs getting into the hamstrings. So again, breath in to sit tall. It's a hip fold, so you're not going to see any rounding at the back as you reach out and forward. Come up, release the legs, and let's come through a very final vinyasa. Hands plant, glue them down, step feet back, plank pose. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. So final downward facing dog. You can give it a wiggle and a shake. Explore and notice how the body feels. And then let's come to sit, so you can lay all the way down on your back. And then let those knees hug in. So you're finding some nice curling of the low back now. And as you rock side to side, you can massage out the low back and either side of the spine. You can even take your hands to the knees and draw circles one way or the other. That will get into that really low sacrum area. And then let's find happy baby. So the feet face the ceiling. Let's draw those legs down. Press the heels high. And you can continue rocking and rolling here as well. And then let's let everything go. So release the legs. Let the arms find some space. Take a breath in and out. Let go of the muscles that were just holding you up during practice. Take a couple more deep breaths. With every exhale, see if you can let go even more. Melting into your mat. Taking these next few moments to drift away. Away from thought. Just breathe. Take a deep breath. Move around the body. Let the chin fall side to side. Stretch the arms back. And then curl in. Wrap the arms around legs and take a light landing on your right side. And then come up to a comfortable seated position. Hands can press heart center. Thank you so much for sharing all of your energy today. Namaste. Awesome job. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram, and more importantly, subscribe. Hit the little bell that you see down there so that you're notified whenever I release my new videos. If you haven't ever liked a video with a thumbs up or made a comment in the comments below, choose one. Do one today. Thumbs up or write me a comment. I'll see you next time. Bye.